And it's time for Lefties Losing It. I don't know how to apologise for what I'm about to show you, but just know this hurts me as much as it's going to hurt you. Let's have a look at Trump-deranged Rosie O'Donnell, who has fled the country because of POTUS, but she has returned from Ireland to film this hot mess for Sex and the City spin-off, Just Like That. Enough talking, let's just dive right in.
It felt so, I don't know, electric, and yet still so natural. I never dreamed my first time could be both those things.
First time?
Mm-hmm.
You were a virgin?
Yes, I'm a nun.
Yes, that was Rosie O'Donnell playing a virgin nun called Mary, who ends up in bed with Miranda, played by Cynthia Nixon, the worst character on Sex and the City, I think you'll agree. And that show jumped the shark many, many moons ago. But at least Rosie O'Donnell and Cynthia Nixon could share their deranged hatred of Trump together in between takes. Both are ardent Trump haters and mothers of non-binary or trans children. Remember, Cynthia Nixon boasted about having her daughters' healthy breasts removed. They call it top surgery.
My trans kid had his top surgery at NYU a number of years ago. Wow. His doctors were fantastic. His surgeon was the best we could have imagined.
It's time to check in with Joe Biden. The former president has his good days and he has his bad days, but every day is a delusional day. Listen to this.
And there's also been a lot of discussion recently about your mental and physical capabilities while you were in office.
You can see that. I'm mentally incompetent and I can't walk and I can beat the hell out of both of them.
Well, do you want to reply to any of those reports, and also to the fact that there are some Democrats who are now questioning whether you should have run for re-election in the first place?
Why didn't they run against me then? Because I'd have beaten them.
Do you have any regrets?
No, I don't have any regrets.
Now, Elon Musk has had enough of his fellow billionaires talking trash. Listen here as he gives Bill Gates an almighty spray. After Gates made all sorts of unfounded claims about USAID, he starts by calling Gates a liar.
He's a huge liar.
I know, you've said that already.
That's
I wondered...
also,
and I'm just...
Who does Bill Gates think he is to make comments about the welfare of children, given that he frequented Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, well, he said he regrets those, and he spent a lot of his own money on philanthropy around the world over the years. My question to you is: have you looked at the data to check if he might be right that the cuts to USAID might cost millions of lives?
Yes. I'd like him to show us any evidence whatsoever.
None whatsoever. And Bono, you know him from U2, he was making the same BS claims on Joe Rogan, and Rogan was not having it.
Just recent report. It's not proven, but the surveillance enough suggests 300,000 people have already died from just this cut off, this hard cut of USAID.
The problem is, for sure, there have been a lot of organizations that do tremendous good all throughout the world. Also, for sure, it was a money laundering operation. For sure, there was no oversight. For sure, billions of dollars are missing. In fact, trillions that are unaccounted for, that were sent off into various... They don't even know where because there's no receipts. The way Elon Musk described it, he said if any of this was done by a public company, the company would be delisted and the executives would be in prison. But in the United States, this is standard. When Biden left office, when it was clear that Trump won, in the 73 days, they spent $93 billion from the Department of Energy on just radical loans, just throwing money into places. Right. And there's no oversight.
Well, folks, it's June, and that means it's Pride Month, and they started celebrating early in West Hollywood. Now, we've seen morale and recruitment numbers in the US Army soar in recent months after President Donald Trump's election triumph. And get ready to see those numbers soar further because the ad campaigns have changed a bit. They've gone from this under the Biden administration.
Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
Yep, that was under Biden. This is the latest ad.
No more distractions. No more electric tanks. No more gender confusion. No more climate change worship. We are laser focused on our mission of warfighting.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. It's called peace through strength. Through our power and might, we will lead the world to peace. Our friends will respect us, our enemies will fear us, and the whole world will admire the unrivaled greatness of the United States military. We will replenish the pride of our armed forces, end the recruitment crisis.
We don't fight because we hate what's in front of us. We fight because we love what's behind us.
God bless you. God bless our armed forces. God bless our men and women serving overseas. And God bless the United States of America.
Joining me now is comedian and host of Primetime with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex, it makes you want to sign up. That is some inspiring stuff.
No doubt about it. And now that young soldiers don't have to worry about being basically under the thumb of a person with gender dysphoria that's mentally ill, I think they have a lot more confidence in joining the armed services. So I'm happy that people like Rachel Levine are now banned from joining the United States Armed Services. So Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump have given the American people, and especially the young American people, faith into our armed services. It's beautiful. I love to see it, and I can't wait for more young people to sign up and actually support our country in a positive way and not some sort of weird LGBTQ gender mafia way.
Well, talking about LGBTQIA community, you've really been embraced by that community. It is Pride Month. Let's just have a look at how you've been embraced.
White racist assholes. How are you going to protect a kid by cutting off his genitals? Get up! Get up! No. Stop. Look at this! I should kill myself? You think I should kill myself? Nobody will love you. I hope you live forever. I'm sorry that you want me to kill myself.
Alex, they don't seem to like you.
No, Rita, but I mean, they're on a lot of pharmaceutical drugs, and luckily for me, the estrogen hormone keeps them pretty docile and pretty weak, so they're not too tough. So thank goodness for
they didn't look too docile.
Pumping through them.
They didn't look so docile when they were pouring water. I hope it was water on you and coming after you. It must be frightening. I know you joke about it, but we've got a bunch of people all worked up coming at you. You must fear for your safety occasionally. But I want to ask you about CNN. They had some disturbing news to impart to their viewers.
Plus 8-point advantage for the Republican Party. How is that possible, Democrats? How is that possible after all the recession fears, after the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy? Are you kidding me?
This is new CNN polling.
Yes.
How is that, when we look for trends, how is that trending with other data that you're pulling in?
Yeah, if it was just this one CNN poll, that would be one thing. But take a look at Reuters Ipsos. What do we see here? Party with a better economic plan. Well, in May of 2024, just before Donald Trump was reelected president, Republicans had a 9-point advantage. Look at where we are now in May of 2025. The advantage actually went up by 3 points. Now Republicans have a 12-point advantage when it comes to the party with a better economic plan.
Alex, they just can't understand why their own polling is showing Trump winning on the economy.
Yeah, it's really not a hard equation to figure out. And if you really just look at our economy now, the fact that people actually have some faith that they can actually go work and that industries are coming back here in America, it just creates so much of a better lifestyle for the American people. And, you know, when it comes to the polling, though, of course, these Democrats are now changing. I mean, nobody predicted Donald Trump to win in a landslide. So it just tells you that even though the mainstream media is going to tell you that the liberals are in charge and everybody loves, you know, Kamala Harris and progressiveness, that's not the case. There's been a major shift, and it's really in the conservatives' favor right now.
Well, those figures on who's best for the economy are just overwhelmingly leaning Donald Trump's way. And he's had some good data recently. Inflation is down, real wages are up, and the tariffs haven't been the disaster that we were told they were going to be. Just tell me how that's seen in the US right now, particularly the tariff policy, because obviously around the world we're very concerned about the tariffs.
Well, of course, Rita, and I try to talk to people that are in industries here in America, and the car business isn't hurting that bad. But you know where I've heard is hurting so far is Las Vegas. They've lost a little bit of their international travelers. And so they said, I swear, Rita, that's what they said. They said Las Vegas is down a little bit right now. But other than that, the economy is pretty good. And if Las Vegas is down, it's probably better for society, if you ask me.
Well, we've got some more good news with a big drop in fentanyl crossing the border. Washington Post calls it mysterious, this drop. But I don't think, Alex, it is all that mysterious, and it's certainly going to save many, many lives.
Rita, doesn't it make you sick how they can just pretend to be so naive? I mean, just the fact that Donald Trump was able to shut down the border in one day and make our country infinitely more safe when it comes to all of the drugs and fentanyl, and not only fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamines, all kinds of drugs that are being, you know, just taken into our country by coyotes. So this is not a hard problem to solve, and Donald Trump basically solved it. And for them to try to placate it like it's some sort of mystery, it just shows you how dumb the mainstream media really is. And no offense, the people at Sky News are great. They are not so much.
No, we call it the leftist mainstream media. Is Donald Trump getting any credit at all? We know they hate him, and it's just relentless negative coverage of all things Trump. But for things like the border and, you know, the fentanyl numbers dropping, the economy, is there any credit going the Trump administration's way yet?
No, seriously, the only complaint that I have seen in Trump's administration right now, because, you know, I go to these college campuses and I debate, is the deportation of Abrego Garcia. And honestly, Abrego Garcia, the Trump administration, you know, they admit that they didn't give him fully due process, but he came here illegally, so he got kicked out illegally. And that's one person. That's not the overwhelming majority of, you know, the situations when it comes to deporting people. So other than that, I mean, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to January 6th, when it just comes to the overall, you know, feelings that people have when it comes to our safety and especially our geopolitical relationships, you know, people have never been more satisfied than in the past 4 years than we are today, especially under, you know, Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe.
Alex Stein, thank you for your time.